And welcome back, everybody. Welcome. This is the morning show coming to you live from our studios here in Belize City. I'm Ernesto, and we are moving on this morning, as usual, with our guests. And I want to thank, of course, Joshua Part, who just hosted the previous part of the show this morning on Business Perspective, and his guests. And thank you for staying with us and enjoying our conversations. Well, joining us via Zoom, we have some guests connected with Galen University, and we'll be talking about the university's scholarship program. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Ms. Sherry Gibbs is already online. Hello, good morning.
Hi, morning, Ernesto.
Good morning, my dear, and welcome via Zoom. I hope you're seeing me clearly, I hope.
I'm not seeing you right now, unfortunately. I'm seeing just myself.
Okay, well, good morning and welcome. And we have some other guests that should be some colleagues of yours that should be joining us as well. As soon as they come on, we will introduce them. I understand the topic is normally every week you have someone from Galen here promoting your different curriculums and services and programs and so on. This morning we are talking about your scholarship program. Am I right?
Correct. Yeah. We're pretty excited about our scholarship program, and we're actually having our scholarship signing ceremony today, right as soon as we finish up here.
Okay. Well, how would I qualify, or someone qualify for these programs? Because I think that does pique interest. A lot of us or students would like to further their education, but in many cases we do need some help, so especially financial help. How does Galen deal with that?
Absolutely. And scholarships are so vital, super important for students coming in for universities. I just want to introduce who've joined us, Ms. Sylvia Batti. She's the Director of Student Affairs.
Okay.
And Adrian. Adrian is one of our scholarship recipients who we're very proud of.
Okay.
So the two of them can jump in at any time and talk more about this.
Yeah, just jump in, guys. Mm-hmm. Like I'm telling our viewers, this interview is being done over the internet on Zoom. So they are not in the studio with me, but we'll still get the message over. So if Sylvia and Adrian would join us, you're more than welcome to do so. Well, can we start? Basically, you know, how far or how wide or how accessible are these scholarship programs at Galen, and how can someone apply or be a recipient?
Sure. So I think it's pretty easy to apply. We talk about these scholarships quite a bit when we go out marketing, and I think whenever we come onto your show, and they're visible on our website. Galen has awarded, so we're 20 years old this year. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary. And over the last 20 years, Galen has awarded over $11 million worth of scholarships. Whoa. And I just wanted to start off with that because I think that's really important for people to understand and to know that they are funded internally and just our investment in education in Belize. We have a variety of different scholarships that people can apply for. Our athletic scholarships, I think quite a lot of people are aware of our athletic scholarships and the performance of our teams out there. We have everything from basketball, volleyball, canoeing. We showcased our team last year and the year before in the Ruta Maya. And we're building up another great team this year, possibly two. And we've had in the past also football scholarships for both male and female. And so female volleyball, female basketball, male volleyball, male basketball. And our Coach Bernie Tarr, is responsible for putting together and vetting the students within that scholarship fund. We also have given out or awarded academic scholarships, Eagle Merit scholarships. So we don't just look at an individual's athletic abilities in other areas. We look at their academic performance. We look at need, and we recognize that that's also extremely important. And it's difficult for us, myself and Sylvia both sit on the scholarship committee, and I'm sure she'll agree with me when we get these applications. All of us on the committee have our favorites that we're all sort of, trying to push in, but everybody's story is just so unique. We would love to be able to award a scholarship to everybody. You recognize out there. You also recognize that there's just amazing young people who are deserving of these scholarships and of receiving higher education. So we really push hard, and I think we give our finance team and administration a bit of a hard time because we always want to be pushing for more to bring in just these amazing people so they can have the opportunity to get a university degree from Galen.
The athletic one is, I guess, straightforward. You have to be good at the sport you're giving the scholarship for. But how does that work? Do you scout, or does the individual approach the university and say, I'm good at this sport? How does that work?
Yeah, some do. Our coach does do quite a bit of scouting, and he coaches other teams, and he knows a lot of coaches, so he finds out about some players out there. But we also get students who just, on their own and at their own school teams want to play, and so coach will view their application and he'll reach out to their coaches to find out where they are. But we're not just bringing in the best of the best athletes and that's it. We look at everything that the individual has. So we look at their academic performance. Coach, we look at the kind of person they are. And sometimes we'll pass over maybe, for somebody else that we think really represents Galen's values and who we want to invest in.
But the athletic scholarship, you do have to make a commitment to the university, though, to play so many hours of games and still keep up your average, your grade average. Is it similar to scholarships in the U.S., sports scholarship, athletic scholarships, and so on?
So, we expect our students to uphold a certain GPA because, the academics, really, I think we put the academics first. You've come here to play a sport, but you've also, you've really come here to get a university degree. And the fact that you get to play sports, I think, is sort of a perk with that. So we really want to make sure that our students, that our athletes excel, not just on the court, but in their classes. And so, and I'm sure Sylvia can talk some more about this and what her office, the student affairs.
Yeah, let's hear.
In terms of tutoring here.
Let's hear from Sylvia. Is she there?
On what we've been doing.
Hello there. Hello, good morning, Sylvia.
Morning.
Yeah, and you are the student affairs director. Am I right?
Yes, I am the Student Affairs Director. And so, although I sit on the scholarship committee along with Dean Gibbs and members of our finance department and a couple other staff from Galen University, what my department really, again, the non-academic aspects of dealing with our scholarship students. And so, like Dean Gibbs mentioned, we have such a variety and a cross-section of our scholars. We call them our Eagle Award scholars. And so we have, like you mentioned, the athletics program and persons who either play volleyball or play football or canoeing. But across the board, what we really emphasize are the academics. Emphasize that Eagle spirit. So when I look at our scholarship recipients, what I see is that combination of having that drive to want to excel academically, but also having what we call that our model Galen student. And this is what you really have to show in your application. So for people out there listening who are interested in applying, we really look at your Eagle spirit, and that is a combination of your leadership. That is a combination of activities that you've already been doing in your community. So everybody that is a recipient has been involved at some level within their community. And also having that sort of drive to being an active citizen and giving. We model at Galen University with all of our students. But if you're telling me I deserve the scholarship for a variety of reasons, when we look at that application, that is what we look at. Because what our scholarship students are really and truly, in addition to recipients within this program, is that they're leaders. They are leaders in the community, but they're also leaders at Galen University. We expect our scholarship students to be role models and a source of inspiration on campus to their fellow students, and of course off campus to the Belizean society, the wider society. And so for our Eagle Merits, those are the non-athletic scholars.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that. But of course, a scholarship application, or the applicant for a scholarship normally is because I am financially limited, paying my college dues or my college fees. In the athletic or the academic, I would suspect the academic is a little more. Do I have to show that I can't pay my fees or to get the assistance? How important is that part of it?
That part of it is a factor, but it is not a determining factor. So we look at a combination of financial need, we look at academic merit, and there are some instances where the financial need is front and center. There are other instances where the academic merit is front and center, and there are some instances when certain students exhibit a combination of both of them. So if you are listening to this and you are applying for a scholarship to Galen University and you think, okay, maybe my grades are there, but I might not have that financial need at the level that other people do. We look at all of that. And again, what really stands out or motivates us to consider a student is that leadership aspect and that potential to be a change maker within society. And to contribute positively to Galen University academically and outside of the academics, within the sporting community and outside.
Yeah.
Sylvia, I just want to jump in. Sylvia had mentioned, looking for those people who are change makers, and we see them going on to be real change makers. We have a number of different sort of special scholarships, and one of them is the Dame Manita Gordon Scholarship that is awarded to a female teacher or somebody who wants, or a young woman who wants to go into education. And so we have awarded that. Ms. Cassiana Lind is the scholarship recipient for that scholarship right now. And, she exhibited those leadership skills, that she's that change maker. And we're really quite proud of her. And we know what she's going to be able to do when she graduates from Galen. We also have the George Cato Price Scholarship, and that's awarded to anybody in public service. So that current recipient is Zenobio Kwok, who is a police officer in Belize City. And he really exhibited all of those just incredible, the skills and values that, would go to somebody who is representing the George Cato Price scholarship. And he is a change maker in his community and what he's doing, and we're quite proud of him as well. So we have a number of these special scholarships that we do award. The Ariel Rosado Scholarship, we have 2 recipients for that. And we have launched a new scholarship, the Tom Moran Rotary Scholarship. Tom Moran, I oftentimes refer to him as Financial Director Emeritus. He's been with Galen for, I think, almost 20, trying to retire, but we keep bringing him back. And he's an extremely important person here at Galen. But he's also a Rotarian and has been a Rotarian years. And we wanted to recognize him and Rotary. Galen has a Rotaract Club. And so this scholarship goes to somebody who has received a Rotary scholarship to attend junior college. We then extend that to them so that they can continue on to get their bachelor's degree here at Galen.
Sounds good. What are the risks? Of course, if I get a scholarship, I must make a commitment, and you're so right in saying you want people there who are change makers, obviously, and are motivated. What would cause me to lose a scholarship?
Is a great question. And so people maybe would think, okay, you have that scholarship and that's it.
That's right.
There's some people who think achieving that scholarship is that end goal and then it's smooth sailing after that. Achieving a scholarship at Galen University is when the real work begins. And I want to emphasize that to all of our scholars. And Adrian is smiling in the background because...
Where is he?
He's smiling in the background because he knows. Galen University emphasizes that the academic portions very seriously. Really great changes with now that are emphasizing, academic portions of athletics. So really ensure athletes are attending classes, they are enrolled full time. This is something that Galen University has been emphasizing and continues to emphasize. Programs out of the Student Affairs Department that includes sort of tutoring. We have our tutoring center. We've just launched a writing center this semester. And part of that, we have a particular for our athletics students.
Yeah.
Or that in addition to sporting, in addition to, placing well in basketball and volleyball and canoeing for Laruta Maya, that we are emphasizing the academics. And you know what? Everybody needs a helping hand sometimes. And so part of our program ensures to the athletics of your GPA. That is very important for Galen University. It is not all the athletic students that need to be part of this program. And as a peer helper, it means if you do not need to be part of that program, we're roping you in to help the students who do need to be part of that program.
Okay.
On academics, sometimes when have a very difficult semester, have a tough semester, there is a little bit of breathing room and wiggle room for that. And if that is the case, then that student would also be invited to the tutoring program. They would system. Or maybe it is a matter that our counselor needs to sort of step in and have sessions with that student. Whatever the issue or the challenge might be, we emphasize those academics. And once we see that commitment from that scholarship student to be, open and honest and say, hey, this was a difficult semester. These things have occurred. I need a semester to get. We can work, but we emphasize. Honestly, we create university, so the onus is on the student to come up to us and have that conversation. There are structures in place, but what we look for is that initiative on the end of the student to have that discussion with us.
Okay.
In addition to that, if you do not do your hours, and so for the athletics program, there is a minimum number of hours that you need to spend either participating in a sport or practicing, and for our academic scholars, they actually give back to Galen University hours per semester. That looks like 10 hours a week. Our student Adrian Palma, who is on the call, he has been working with the Student Affairs Department and more recently with the Marketing Department. So sometimes if we go out recruiting or we're at a high school and we're talking about Galen University, you are hearing from our students and you are hearing from students who are giving you that information in real time. They are telling you for them what it's like for them as a recipient of the scholarship. But again, that leadership aspect is very important. That commitment to doing your hours and in a timely manner, that is very important. And what we see with our scholarship students is when you graduate from these programs, when you move on from Galen University, you not only have that academic background and degree, you have that real world experience as well, where you can say, I have done, 120 hours per semester over 2 years, or for some of them over 4 years. I have worked in the marketing department. I have worked in student services. I've done event planning. So we see students graduate Galen University with a very, very strong CV, a very well-rounded CV or resume, because we create these leadership opportunities, and we love to take them on and really step up and develop what they see as leadership.
The scholarships, of course, apply to both online and on-campus students. How does that relate to the athletic scholarship? If I'm online, I'm not going to be on campus. How does that work?
We have had a couple of our athletes are taking online programs. Some also are working. They are for practice, and of course, all games and we find creative ways for them to also participate. So when we don't have at-lib tournaments going on for a semester, then we find other ways to get them involved. Two is to build up and enhance the online community.
Well, before we get into how you apply and so on, obviously nothing is free. Because you got a scholarship doesn't mean someone isn't paying for it. How does the university manage that? Do you have benefactors? How does that work? Do you fundraise? How do you pay for it?
If anybody is interested in becoming a donor, we would greatly appreciate that. And that's something that we're really interested in. But these are scholarships that are provided just from Galen University.
Okay. All right. Well,
so as a private university, I really want to emphasize that means that we are self-funded. What that means is that our funding comes from our tuition. It comes from the fees that students pay to go to Galen University. So when we say that we have given $11 million in scholarship, or when we say that we have these scholarships available, what that means is that Galen University can easily increase their profit margin by saying, okay, we're charging more fees, and we're putting that money back into that university. And that is what Galen University does not do. What we invest in is in our nation. We invest in Belize. We invest in Belizeans. We invest in the future leaders of Belize. And one of the ways that we do that, apart from providing that quality education, is to put our money where our mouth is and do that commitment and say, look, you are a future leader for Belize. You are a standout student already. We see that working that. Come to Galen University. We can help you financially to achieve that dream, but this is how we are helping you build Belize. I want to maybe invite Adrian. I don't know if he has.
Yes, let's hear from him. He's been in the background. We haven't seen him. A final question I do have is obviously applying for a scholarship is a responsibility you take on. You make a commitment to the university. What about young students, high school students who are still under their parents' care? How do they apply, or the parent applies? Maybe Adrian can jump in there.
I will say before Adrian jumps in that when a student applies for a scholarship, or when a student applies in university, the first commitment that they make is they make a commitment to their academics, they make a commitment to excellence, they make a commitment to being a leader, and they make that commitment to taking on this academic journey, and we're here to support them. Even if they are 16, 17, just out of high school, or if they're more of the mature and non-traditional students who are in their 30s and 40s. But yes, Adrian, it's been like...
Yeah, we have a minute left, so maybe Adrian wants to jump in here and make a contribution? Well.
Oh no.
I guess we didn't get him. Well, before we leave, what's the easiest way to apply?
scholarships at galen.edu.bz. So we have all of our information on our website. Galen University is at the forefront of having everything be online and digitally accessible. So our scholarship application is online. You just Google scholarships, Galen University scholarships, and it will pull up the application forms. It's one application form for either the athletic or the Eagle Merit. We have made a couple changes to our scholarship application, and what is really important that we've added in there is sort of asking for CVs, asking for portfolios. So we really want to hear from the student. And see that supporting evidence of what they have accomplished and what they are trying to accomplish within especially that leadership aspect. So if you are looking to apply, look at scholarships at Galen University. You can look at our website. All of our information is on there. To submit a scholarship application form, you just email scholarships@galen.edu.bz. If you are a prospective applicant, now is the time to start looking at that scholarship. So our application opens in March or April and closes around August. So we have a late application cycle. That cycle has closed for 2023. Encourage everybody to pull that application form, start looking at the application and start planning from now if you intend to apply. This is a really great time because if you need to get in some volunteer work, if you need to build your CV and your experience a little bit or your academics, now is the time to do that so you have the best chance when you apply come 2024. And all of that information is online. If you have any questions or if any of that information is unclear, you can send us an email, you can give us a call, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram. We're responsive on phone, email, website, social media, all of that platform.
Easy to get there.
Research is what I was
Ladies,
sure.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sylvia Batty, and of course, Ms. Sherry Gibbs. Adrian,
Good morning, Ernesto. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, but we're out of time, Adrian. We are waiting for you, and I'll give you 30 seconds for a few words.
Okay. Hi. Good morning, Belize. It's a pleasure to be here on the morning show. My name is Adrian Palma. I'm a proud recipient of the Eagle Merit Scholarship. And just to add on to what Ms. Sylvia said, the Eagle Merit Scholarship is not only about your personal experience with working with the community, but it also helps you to grow professionally. I work with the marketing and admissions department, and it helps you to build on your skills of teamwork, communication, and other skills. So I believe that if you have the capabilities, you want to further your education, choose Galen. It's never too early or never too late. Join the Galen family today.
Thank you, sir. Well said. Well said. Thank you very much. And expecting you back again next week, of course. We have Galen on every week so far. Thank you very much. Those were Ms. Sylvia Batty, Ms. Sherry Gibbs, and who are with the staff at the university. And you heard finally from Adrian Palma, who's a recipient of a scholarship. We'll take a break right now. We'll be back. We'll be talking a little bit about tourism.